Hello, beautiful, and welcome back to the Kailah King Show. So, this one's going to be a breakthrough, and it's going to be a really potent and powerful conversation because we are going to get really clear on if you are leading from your logic, from your stories, your programming, your limitations, or if you are absolutely, undeniably, unfuckwithable, unwavering, leading from your divine feminine power and magnetism. There is a significant difference with your business results when you are showing up from logic or from an embodied power and magnetism. When you are showing up and leading from logic, you are also leading from fear. You are leading from limitation and from stories and programming that have shaped your identity. When you're leading from logic, you are leading from predictability based on stories or programming or inner beliefs, your identity of what you believe you're available to create and receive. But when you drop into embodied power and magnetism, your world shifts. Wildfire success becomes your new standard and your new normal. Because you are no longer creating or leading from your logic, which is creating logical results. You are tapped in, dropped in, and fully connected and leading from your divine feminine power. This is magnetism. This is unstoppable. This is unwavering. This is unfuckwithable. This is when you become a force to be reckoned with. You do not lower your boundaries. You do not drop your standards. You do not lower your frequency. You know with absolute certainty, confidence, and conviction that you are in alignment and will always take aligned action with your highest version of you. An example of how your logic is limiting you in business is when you are moving with fear, talking with fear. When your anxiety and your insecurities are leading you in business. You may or may not be conscious of it, but it is absolutely happening and it is dictating your results in business. It is limiting your wildfire success in business. When you are tapped in, dropped in, fully connected with your divine feminine power and magnetism, when you speak from grounded, anchored, absolute truth, power, and magnetism. There is a difference in how you show up and how you lead. It's certainty, it's confidence, it's conviction, it's unwavering. It's absolute. There is no room for, I was going to say error, but that's not true. There's no room for mistaking your power. You know what you're available for and you know what you're capable of. 333. You do not drop your standards, your frequency, or your boundaries for anything outside of you, because nothing outside of you can pull you out of alignment. But when you lead from logic, past experiences will pull you out of alignment. Fears, doubts, insecurities, stories, patterns, triggers, traumas, wounds, anything that is not truth will pull you out of alignment. Because you're not taking the action because the fear is actually isolating you, stopping you. You're in procrastination because the fear is so fucking goddamn strong and so fucking intense and triggering that you cannot take action. And therefore, your results in business are limited. But the moment that you drop out of the head and drop into the body through the heart, descending into your womb space, and you're activating, remembering, reigniting your absolute wildfire, divine feminine power and essence and magnetism, when you absolutely lead from that space, from a frequency that is confident, absolute conviction, absolute certainty, you become unfuckwithable. You become unstoppable. You become a force to be reckoned with. Let me use an example of going to launch a new offer in your business. So you don't yet have the proof or examples or evidence that it's absolutely going to be wildly successful. So your mind is going to do its absolute best. It's exactly what it's designed to do, is to keep you safe and comfortable. It's to lower the risk, right? So when you're about to launch something new, that you haven't yet created evidence that it's going to be wildly successful, It is going to happen that your fears will come up. Your mind will tell you stories around how it's not going to work out, how it's going to fail, how no one's going to buy, how people won't see the value. Remember that time that lady said no and she wasn't ready to invest with you? Your mind is going to remember every single time that it didn't work out. Your mind is going to strategically create a case that is going to prove to you that it is predictable that you will fail, or that it won't be successful, or that nobody will buy, because the mind hasn't yet experienced the success. So when we lead from logic, we only are leading from our past experiences, from our fears, from our doubts, and from our insecurities. But the moment that we drop out of our mind and into our body, we have the opportunity to move differently. There is a felt difference. There is a frequency shift when somebody is leading from power and magnetism versus when somebody is leading from logic. When someone is anchored in their power, not only do they become wildly successful and create wildfire magnetism that is like low-key obsessive, but they hold this frequency of unwavering confidence and conviction and certainty. This gives an unfuckwithable frequency. This is when you have the ability to hold your power no matter the external reality. Even if your mind is bringing up a whole court case of all of the times that you failed. This is when you hold the power, the absolute certainty that no matter if she doesn't buy, if she says you're too expensive, if she says she can't afford it, if she says she's not ready yet, it doesn't waver your power. You don't become wobbly because of your external reality. You are anchored. You are solid, you are grounded, and you are in absolute truth and alignment. You are absolutely in your power because it doesn't matter what she says, what she does, what he says. In your external reality, it does not pull you out of alignment because you know your worth, you know your truth, you know your value. And you also have this unshakable level of trust and absolute belief that if she wasn't meant to join your world, she won't. You know how to detach from the outcome and the expectation. You are not clinging on to her saying yes to make you feel better and good enough and valuable enough. Fuck that, no. When you hold a level of unshakable power, you have the ability to detach from their yes or from your external reality because you become the observer. You don't become the chaos. And if there is a moment, and it happens to us all, myself included, if there's a moment where you have fear coming up or you have a trigger coming up and there's an emotional, let's go deep. We're going to go deep because I love going deep and it's a vibe. All right, let's use a perfect example. Let's just say you go to launch an offer. You've never sold this offer before. You're freaking the fuck out. In fact, you actually want to cancel the event. You want to cancel the whole offer. You're like, it's not working out. Nobody's buying it. I am freaking out. In that moment, do you become the chaos? Or do you have the ability to come back into center, back into alignment and ground and observe the trigger, observe the emotion that is moving through your body? Do you have the ability to observe the thoughts and the triggers and the wounds and the patterns that are all coming up for you? In that moment, can you consciously choose to drop into your power, drop into trust, drop into belief, drop into your value and your worth? Or in that moment when you have that trigger coming up, that wound coming up, when she says no, she can't afford it, or when she says no, she's not ready, or when nobody's even reaching out and even showing you that they're interested in your offer, can you hold your power in those moments? Or do you allow those moments, those external situations, circumstances, and people to trigger your wounds of not being good enough or not being worthy or not being valued? Those are the moments in time where you have the option. You have the conscious choice to choose between dropping into your power or becoming the chaos. That's the difference between leading from logic or from embodied power and magnetism. It is in every choice point, every moment, every every invitation that you have to consciously choose to again and again and again drop into your power and your magnetism. This is when you're leading from your womb space. Not from your head, not from your logic, not from the stories, not from the fear, not from the triggers, from your womb. This means that you do need to have that conscious awareness of, okay, this is a pattern of mine. This is a wound of mine. I remember feeling like I wasn't good enough when X, Y, Z. I remember this feeling that I didn't feel valued when X, Y, Z. Wow, okay, I see that this is my pattern. Cool, I'm going to drop back into my power because that's not truth. That is distortion and illusion. You are valuable as fuck whether she says yes or no. You are valuable as fuck whether they buy or they don't. You are valuable as fuck whether your offer sells out or you have no sales. That does not dictate your value. But the moment that you allow that to activate your trigger, to activate your wound, to then go into fear, to then jump up into the mind, to then overthink and to question your value, your worth, everything. That moment that you become the chaos and not the observer, the moment that you allow that external reality to take away your power, you become wobbly, you forget about your conviction, you forgot about your fucking power, you forgot about your certainty. That moment, that is the exact moment that your audience, your community feels the frequency of your wobbliness. And do you want to know what the wild thing is? And it's not truth, but it's what happens. Is that the moment that they feel you go wobbly is the moment that they, on a subconscious level, feel the shift in your frequency and they don't trust you. They can feel that something isn't truth. They can feel that there is a shift in your frequency. And that is the moment that they feel like you are not being authentic, that there is something that they are missing and that this is not truth and there's something they can't quite trust. If you need somebody to say yes to you, for you to hold your value, this is an invitation for you to drop deeper into your power, to not become the fear or the chaos, but to anchor into the truth and your power. To detach from their yes or their no, because no matter what they say, it doesn't reflect your value. Because you are valuable as fuck, whether they say yes or no. And can you attach yourself to the highest possible outcome, which is the absolute trust and knowing and belief in the value that you offer, the transformations that you offer, and know with absolute certainty and absolute conviction that the creator, God, the universe, source is going to bring you the clients that you are here to help, but you have to remain open for it. And every moment that you are shutting down and in your head and like in the logic of all the fears and the doubts and the insecurities of like how it never worked out in the past is every moment that you are literally out of alignment with what you actually desire. You're not anchored in your power. You've become the chaos. They can't feel your certainty and your absolute conviction. They don't understand if they can trust you. There's something that's out of alignment in their field, within their frequency that they can feel that is coming from you. This is how your deepest wounds, your deepest challenges and triggers and fears of not being worthy, of not being good enough, of not being chosen can have an impact on how you show up and how you hold your power. And if you need your external reality to say yes to you, for you to feel good enough, for you to feel chosen, for you to feel worthy or valuable enough, then this is an invitation for you to consciously choose in every single moment to anchor into your power, into the highest version of you. Because you know what? The highest version of you that is coming, that you are becoming, she's going to look back on this moment and she is going to celebrate all of the times that she second-guessed her value, all of the times that she second-guessed her fucking power. In every moment that she thought she wasn't good enough, she's going to celebrate because she is worlds apart from where she is now and where she used to be. The past version of her she used to become the chaos. She needed the external validation to feel like she's worthy and good enough, but the highest version of you, her baseline is worthy as fuck. Her standards, She knows that she's valuable as fuck. Her boundaries, solid. Solid. She holds her power like a queen, and there is nobody and nothing and no circumstance that will ever take her power from her. She knows how to claim it back, to anchor into her power with absolute certainty, confidence, and conviction. It's a non-negotiable. She knows how to come back into alignment every single time. Every moment that a fear comes up and she doubts herself, she comes back into alignment. Every moment that a pattern comes out and a trigger is being activated, back into alignment. Every moment that she's about to launch something and she has no evidence, back into alignment. She trusts herself fully. She knows her worth. She knows her value. She knows her power. She's anchored. That's the highest version of you that creates illogical results. That's leading from wild, feminine power and magnetism that is undeniably, unshakable, unfuckwithable, a force to be reckoned with. That's when you become unstoppable. That's when you create illogical results because you're not leading from your logical mind. You've completely opened up your whole field for your limitless potential, the highest potential. Your highest version of you is embodied. That's when you have the ability to consciously choose the highest version of you in every choice point, every moment, every decision. That's your baseline. You do not drop your frequency for no one. You do not give your power away for no one. You do not drop your boundaries. You do not drop your standards. You rise again and again and again. Whew. Imagine the power that you hold when you are anchored in absolute certainty, in conviction, in confidence of the value that you hold, how worthy you are of receiving, how incredible you are just by existing. That there is nothing that you need to do, nothing you need to prove. Just your existence is enough. You will no longer overgive. You'll no longer people please. You will be available for receiving everything that you are worth without sacrifice. You get to receive everything that you desire, beyond anything that your logical mind can comprehend. That's when you lead in business from wild, feminine power and magnetism. Like we're talking wildfire success, not the logical success. I'm talking wildfire, illogical, delusional results where people are like, wow, you got lucky. That's my favorite thing. You're lucky. You got lucky. No, I didn't get lucky. I just held my power. There is a significant difference. This is not a manifestation where I'm daydreaming and, oh, I got lucky. No, I absolutely, in every moment of time, consciously chose to rise into the embodiment, the becoming of my highest version of me in every moment of time. I didn't get lucky. It was a choice in every moment. And so can you bring conscious awareness to every moment where you are leading from logic, where your fears are leading the way, where your insecurities and doubts are showing the pathway? It's only going to show you a limited pathway of what's actually available for you. But the moment that you expand beyond your logic, you drop into your heart and descend into your womb space, you drop into your power, your magnetism, and you lead from there. That's the moment where you are able to fully open up and surrender to your highest potential, where you become the highest version of you and you surrender in anything, like the limitless potential that is available for you. The illogical. Illogical is a new baseline. I love this conversation because this is an absolute game changer for creating wildfire success in your business. And it's nothing that can be logically taught. It's an activation within your body. It's the surrender and the release and the alchemy of all of the fears that are being stored in your subconscious mind, all the patterns and the programming, but also the triggers and the wounds and the trauma that is energetically and somatically stored within your body and your field. When those are all shifted, when those are alchemized, when you're able to lead from your power and not from your fear or your trauma or your wounds, when you're able to consciously shift and come back into alignment with the highest version of you in every single moment of time and not allow your trauma, your wounds, your patterns, your triggers to lead you. Holy shit. Like there is nothing that will stop you. Like nothing that will stop you. You will be creating the illogical results when you become fearless. Like, I had a moment the other day and I was talking to a friend and I was like, holy shit. I've just had a realization. Like, I've had an absolute realization that I have built a business that completely runs without me, that I don't even spend more than 30 minutes a week on, that's fully automated, systemized, that it has it's 222, that has a team that runs and manages everything without me. I live on the other side of the country, and that business is the reason why I've been able to move to the other side of the country and literally take a year off work, like off of coaching clients. So I can travel backwards and forwards from Perth to Gold Coast and actually anchor into this deep, deep work so that I can fully show up in my power. And I had this moment where I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, I have created a masterpiece of a brand that is still a limited version of what is available for that brand. And I'm over here limiting that brand because the fear of having to work in it or work more than 30 minutes in it was enough for me to say. And then I had this conversation with my friend and he was like, wait, so if you were to expand your brand over here and you've got all the systems and automations and everything like set up, then you have you might have to work in it for 3 months, like an extra hour a day or something like that, just to get it skyrocketing. So you have the opportunity to expand it and then to elevate it even more so. So what's actually holding you back? Because you don't, like, can you see that you could just replicate what you've already done? And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like, it's been my fear. It's been my fear of success. What do I have to sacrifice to create more success? Because I'm not willing to sacrifice my time. What? Like, can you see how even fear of success from my logical mind was holding me back? Like, it's not going to take much more effort. My business is already running itself. My team, they are already running their stuff. Like, it is completely automated, systemized, and running itself. And yet I had this illogical, irrational fear that it was going to absorb all of my energy and take me away from my Kailah Lee brand and my retreats and my events and everything that I'm like fucking ready to launch. And so I was like, I'm not available for it. I just literally, without even allowing myself to open up to the potential, completely shut it down. So isn't it interesting that there are moments that are happening unconsciously in your world where you are shutting down your potential out of a fear or a doubt or an insecurity? So I had to actually sit with that. I had to actually sit with it. And I was like, okay, well, why am I scared to expand it? Like, what am I worried I'm going to lose? And it was time. I didn't want the burden of having to take on more responsibility, and I didn't want to have to manage more team. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't manage my team, and I don't manage the bookings, and I don't manage the website, and I don't manage the socials, and I don't manage any of the client experience. It's all automated and it's all run by my incredible team manager. So then what is actually holding me back? Because if it already doesn't need me to function and to work, then if it was to expand and the team is already managing it, then why would I assume irrationally that it would need more of me if it's already running on its own? Can you see how I was in my way from a fear that was irrational, that actually was just based on 3 years ago? And because I've experienced this whole new world of not working so goddamn hard in hustle and masculine energy, that I refuse to go back to it. And so now I've opened up a whole new paradigm of, my God, I get to have it all without sacrifice. And how that fear was the thing that was holding me back. Isn't that interesting? So where are you holding yourself back? Where is your logical mind holding you back? What are the stories that are holding you back? What are the fears of success or failure that are holding you back? And are they absolute truth? If you got really deep and intimate with yourself and absolutely looked in the mirror, is that absolute truth? because it wasn't truth for me. So is it absolute truth, or is it your fear? Is it your anxiety? Is it your insecurities? Is it a trigger, a wound, a pattern, a trauma that is actually holding you back, that is limiting you? And if you gave yourself the permission to not attach to the fear and the doubt and the insecurity and all of it in the logical mind, could you give yourself the permission to daydream and then to anchor that daydream into your heart and feel it through your heart? Could you then allow that daydream to anchor into your womb space and just feel how juicy and exciting that potential might be if it absolutely happened? Could you allow yourself to daydream even bigger and think, well, what if it actually got to be better than this? Could you allow yourself to detach from the outcome and the expectation? I can feel this shifting in your body. Can you allow yourself to be open to how it gets to be better than you ever imagined? That you get to receive more without sacrifice? That you get to receive not from what you're doing and achieving, but just simply by your existence and your being? That your value and worth is not linked to what you're doing. You're already valuable and worthy as fuck. Can you allow yourself to drop into your power, into your womb, into your magnetism? Can you allow yourself to feel pleasure in business, not stress? Can you allow yourself to drop into the feminine and create hustle in the masculine? Because where we're going by 2027, it's not going to be hustle culture strategy. It's going to be frequency. It's the power that you hold when no one's buying. That's the frequency of wildfire success. Oh my goodness. Whew. I have got the most extraordinary invitation to share with all of you. For the first time, I am opening the doors to Wildfire Mastermind, which is beginning in February. And this is a 6-month experience, group coaching with me inside of this mastermind. It is not like anything that I've ever led before. It is not logical. I'm not going to give you step-by-step strategy. You are going to receive intuitive, channeled strategy, guidance, support, and energetic shifts in the quantum with me inside of that mastermind. It's power meeting power, certainty meeting certainty, confidence meeting confidence, conviction meeting conviction. Our baseline inside of Wildfire is unfuckwithable. Illogical. Like, I want you to trigger people with your Wildfire success. That's the frequency that we're holding. You are going to tap into a new way of leading in your business through power and magnetism, not force, not hustle, and certainly not overwhelm. I mean, creating a new belief in your field, in your world, around what is possible, where you get to receive more and do less, where you being valuable and worthy is a baseline, it's a non-negotiable, and it is not linked to your sales or your yeses. Wildfire Mastermind is a new way of leading in your business through divine feminine leadership and embodiment. It's weekly group calls, daily Telegram access, just with me, where I am tuning into your field. I am showing you the mirror reflection of where you're stuck, what needs to shift, what needs to be alchemized in that moment. You will never move so goddamn fast in your business, ever. Like quantum leap, but on steroids. That's how fast I move. You will receive channeled strategy for what works in alignment with you. It's not logical. It will not make sense. It will not overwhelm you, and it will blow your fucking mind. And the best part about Wildfire is that you get a bonus access to join me in person for a Wildfire Mastermind retreat. There's one of those running every 6 months. This is like nothing you've ever experienced before. It's not logical. It's not training. It's not sitting down step-by-step strategy. No. It is, how do I explain this? It is a divine space for you to fully drop into your divine feminine leadership, embodiment, anchored in your power and your magnetism, your confidence, your conviction, your absolute certainty. It is the frequency of unfuckwithable, unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable power. You will be reminded in every moment, every choice point, to come back into alignment of the highest version of you. This is going to dissolve any fear, any illusion, any distortion, anything that is not truth that has been in your way and limiting you, completely dissolved to create divine space for the highest version of you. And FYI, she's wildly successful. And you want to know why? Because you are here for a purpose. You are here for a mission. There is a movement that you are here to create. There are people and souls that you are here to serve. And you need to come back into your power so that you can absolutely have the impact that you are here to have. There are literally clients that need you right now. And it's going to take for you to get out of your way, the fear completely dissolve so that you can fully tap into your highest potential and then help your clients to do the same. You will know if this is for you because you will feel the magnitude of the level of legacy and impact that you are here to lead. You will feel the calling, and it will start to get really hard to ignore the feeling that you are here for more, because the world needs leaders that are conscious and that are ready, because what's coming in 2027, 2026 is the pre-game. This is your invitation to get ahead, to lean in consciously, to drop into your power and magnetism so that you can help with the leadership of the new earth rising. Oh, this is insane. Like, absolutely insane what's coming. And I cannot wait to hold the most divine, sacred space for all of you inside of Wildfire. Like, the level of power and magnetism that is going to be activated within you is it doesn't make sense. Because we are not moving from the logical mind. If you are interested in joining Wildfire, please send me a DM, my love. I would love to connect with you and see if Wildfire is the right aligned action step for you, for where you're at in business and for what you're wanting to achieve. I love you, and I will speak to you soon and see you in the next episode.